up, YouTube fam? It's your favorite unapologetic lesbian, back with another one. And this time, this comes as a request. Well, sort of a request. Colby Myers, messaged me and asked if I had ever thought about reacting to my song, the song that I did. And I told him that I had thought about it before, and he said, well, you should do it. He said, do it. So that I took that as a request, so to speak. So this is actually kind of sort of a review, I guess you could say, but a reaction. I'm just basically going to be breaking down my song, One More Shot. And there's actually a lot to break down in that song. There actually really is. Every scene has meaning. Every lyric has meaning. It's actually a really deep song. It's a song about my recovery, which is why all the background stuff is recovery related, because it's a song about my recovery. And I did this just to try to see if I try my hand at music. That's the reason why, well, one of the reasons. The main reason is to help anybody out there that does hear it. But I did want to try my hand at music. And I truly do hope that anybody out there that hears it, it does help them in some way. Now, I am not the best by any means. Let me go ahead and say that off, out the gate. I am no professional at all. This was the first song I've ever attempted to do, ever. Starting with the beat. I made the beat. I wrote the lyrics. My wife filmed for me the video. I edited the video, and that was one of the hardest things ever to do, editing-wise. My Lord, putting the video, the words to the video and the audio together, oh, that was hard. But, yeah. So, let's not waste any time and get into my song, One More Shot.
This is dedicated to anyone who is currently battling addiction and to all those whose lives were lost to their own battles.
Yo, my name's Ambro. I'm a grateful recovering heroin addict. I was 19 when I found my kryptonite. Met Alice from Wonderland that night, chasing White Rabbit down that light. Swerve, that right, took flight to my crash site. Flashlights, manjites, I don't have, sit tight. Check it, 3 hots in a cot? Yeah, right, more like no hots in a metal cot. Bright lights blinding, confining, mind in distress, cold sweats, withdrawing, trauma transforms needles, walls to walls. Chains of pain shut out, so in love almost lights out in that local parking lot. Back in 14, with a flick of the wrist, no doubt. All for that one more shot. I'm hellbound for that one more.
Okay, so that was the first verse. Now I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning of the first verse, and I'll step you guys through it. Now, the very beginning, when it's me talking, this song is dedicated to anyone who is currently battling addiction and to all those whose lives were lost to their own battles. And that it's self-explanatory. It means exactly that. I'm dedicating this song to people that I lost that were in their own addiction. Others that have lost their lives in addiction. Anyone that is in recovery, and people that are still in addiction. It's addicted to them as well. Or it's not addicted to them. It's dedicated to them as well. Now, this first verse.
Recovering heroin addict.
Oops, I didn't go back far enough. My bad.
Yo, my name's Ambro. I'm a grateful recovering heroin addict. I was 19 when I found my kryptonite. Met Alice from Wonderland that night, chasing White Rabbit down that light. Swerve, that right, took flight to my crash site.
Okay, so that Yo, my name is Ambro. I'm a grateful recovering heroin addict. That's honestly, that's how you start NA and AA meetings. You start them with, "Hi, my name is Ambro. I am a grateful recovering heroin addict." So I started the song that way as well. Because even though, and which is ironic because I do a little something that I didn't even know I could do later in the song. And when we get there, I'll let y'all know. But this is kind of cool too because it plays off of another bar later in the song as well. Um, Talking about NA and AA because I don't disrespect them. I don't knock them. NA and AA just didn't work for me. And I know I had a brain fart there. My bad, y'all. But yo, my name is Ambro, grateful recovering heroin addict. I was 19 when I found my kryptonite. I was 19 turning 20 when I found my kryptonite, when I found hillbilly heroin or Opana 40s. Um, this is the next bar is a bar that I did in a way that a lot of people could reference, even if you don't really have an addiction, but you know somebody who is addicted. And it's a play off of a Disney movie, which is Met Alice from Wonderland that night. You know how Alice has the Mad Hatter and all that? Well, that's also a play into the next bar, chasing White Rabbit down that light. Okay, so I met Alice. When I say I met Alice, I met heroin. That's what I'm referencing. Now, granted, no, when you're like in addiction and the names of stuff, that is not the like nickname for it, so to speak. But it's just a little way I reference it. Met Alice from Wonderland that night, chasing White Rabbit down that light. After I met Alice, I was hooked and I was always chasing that rabbit down that light, the light at the end of the tunnel. And then that next bar, swerve, that right took flight. Okay, like I just said, I'm chasing that rabbit down that light. Well, I swerved and I swerved right. And that took flight to my crash site because the very first charge I ever got in my life was it was either DUI or a DUI or a DWI, driving while impaired. It was the very first charge I ever got in my life. I was behind the wheel. I crashed. I did my time for it. But, and to be honest, that night, whenever I crashed, I didn't swerve, but there's a stoplight that I came up to and I turned right. And to be honest, that's the last thing I remember. I mean, memories has come back, but at that time, that was the last thing I remembered was turning right and then crash. So that's that part of the verse.
Flashlights, mandrakes, I don't have, sit tight, check it, 3 hots in a cot, yeah right, more like no hots in a metal cot.
Okay, so that right there and this scene. First, I'm going to speak on the bars and then I'll discuss the scene. But flashlights, man's rights, I don't have, sit tight. 3 hots in a cot, yeah right, more like no hots in a metal cot. That's basically saying what it is. Because no, when I got my DUI, that is not where I actually sat down and did time. That was an unrelated charge to the crash, but it still involved drugs. But I did have to sit down. And flashlights. When you're on the run and, the boys in blue are coming after you, what do they always have? Their flashlights. They're always flashing their lights at you and they're flashing of their lights of their cars. But man's rights, your basic American human rights. Man's rights, I don't have because I didn't have them. I did stupid shit. I played stupid games and I won stupid prizes. I had to go sit my ass down. I didn't have my freedom. I didn't have my rights. But this scenery, this tunnel, it is now abandoned. But this tunnel, I used to fly through to get, one, to go pick up dope, and two, to get back home to the house to do the dope. But that was a tunnel that I used to fly through. And there was a factory. This is why it's now in an abandoned tunnel. There was a factory above it. Like down here at this end, it's actually a little bit out of frame. Right here is a mirror. So you can see on either side because of the wall. See how it's a tunnel? But yeah, there was factories right there, and those factories burned to the ground. Me personally, I think the city burned them, but that's neither here or there. But that plays significance in my drug addiction, because like I said, I used to fly through that tunnel to go get the dope and then get back. I was always near that tunnel.
Bright lights blinding, confining, mind in distress, cold sweats, withdrawing, trauma transforms needles, walls to walls. Chains of pain shut out, so in love almost lights out in that local parking lot. Back in 14, with a flick of a wrist, no doubt. All for that one more shot. I'm hellbound for that one more.
Okay, now for this one, I am going to take this back right here a little bit. There's a reason for that. But the bars, or the rest of the verse, bright lights blinding. That's a play off of flashlights, because bright lights, a flashlight, when it's shined at your face, it's bright. And when you're in jail, they're always coming, because every 30 minutes they would have to go and scan, because keep this in mind, there was a lot of unfortunate events in the local jail here. But bright lights blinding, confined in, mind in distress, cold sweats, withdrawing. Confined in, I'm confined in the cell. I'm confined in this cell, or that big ass room with all those women. My mind is in distress because I want the dope. In my mind, I need the dope, but I'm getting clean at the same time. So my mind is in distress. It's going haywire. It's like, you need it, you need it, you need it. No, you don't. You've come this far. You got this. No, you need it. My mind is in distress. Cold sweats, that's self-explanatory. When you withdraw, you have cold sweats. And then withdrawing. Trauma transforms needles, walls to walls. All my trauma that I had been through was transforming into needles as far as I could see, and just lining up the wall. So trauma transforms needles, walls to walls. Chains of pain shut out. So in love almost lights out. Back in 14, in that local parking lot, with a flick of a wrist, no doubt. I'm hellbound, all for that one more shot. So that chains of pain shut out. The recovery ribbon is a ribbon with chains, and the chains are broke, because breaking the chains of addiction. Okay, those chains are your pain. You shut your pain out, and those chains just build and build and build. And then the bar right before that, trauma transforms needles, walls to walls. So in love almost lights out. I was so in love with the stuff, almost lights out. Back in 14, in that local parking lot, where I am standing in this area is where I was stabbed in 2014, a centimeter away from my jugular vein. This picture right here, I am actually sitting in this parking space over here, is the very end of the cement, okay? My car was parked right here. The Jeep that I was in was exactly in this parking spot that I have my car in, that I'm sitting on. That right there is where I was stabbed. Right there. It was definitely bad. But I'm hellbound all for that one more shot. That was basic. That's truth. I'm hellbound for that one more shot. That's all I want, is that one more shot.
I'm hellbound for that one more. You get one more shot. Listen to your heart. If you find yourself down that road, that flame won't light the dark. Trust me. It'll put you down, so turn around and lift your head up to the stars and take that one more shot at life. Yeah, take that one more shot at life. Take that one more.
Okay, so that's the chorus. You get one more shot, listen to your heart. If you find yourself down that road, that flame won't light the dark. Trust me. It'll put you down, so turn around. Lift your head up to the stars and take that one more shot at life. Yeah, that one more shot. It's self-explanatory. You get one shot. When you're getting clean and coming into your recovery, if you decide to go backwards, that could be, at least for heroin at well, not heroin, you can use anything, a needle junkie. If you use the needle, that one more shot could be your last. And that's true with any drug. That's why I said it, one more shot. And you hear the gun sound going off when I say one more shot, because it's true. You do have that one more shot at using that dope, or you could have one more shot at life and live it and see the magical, beautiful things that come with life. Yes, there are still bad things and terrible things and ugly things, but that's the way the world is. There's always good and evil, and there's always evil and good. It's the balance of the world. But you get that one more shot. And that flame, when you are a needle junkie on heroin or whatever drug goes into the needle, if you're homeless during that, you don't have a stove that you can cook your dope on. You got to use a spoon or a can and a flame. That flame won't light the dark. The darkness that you're inside, it won't light that dark. And I say, trust me, it'll put you down, because I know that flame won't light the dark. It'll just keep pushing you further and further and further and further and further down until you're no longer here. So lift your head up to the stars and take that one more shot at life.
One more shot to be known for my overdose, not my name. One more shot to bye-bye. One more shot to proclaim a powerful life without needles, walls to walls. A tough love Upchurch video was all. 9 years later, I cowgirled up, y'all. I choose to be acknowledged. Nah, that's no disrespect to the meetings. Malfunction insanity to me, you see. Comprehend? I'm a loud person, G. In fact, hey, Jesse B, let them know again.
Won't know me for my overdose, they'll know me for my name.
And bro, let's go.
Okay, the second verse. I'm going to go back again for y'all. So, the second verse, I'm going to explain the scenes really quick. This scene is, y'all have seen pictures of it on my Instagram that have followed me, and I've actually done a couple of videos near here. It's a local bridge, well, a local river, but it's a boating access. Where I'm actually standing is up from the boating access. Okay, the bridge is now you can walk across it, you can ride your bike across it. There's benches on the bridge now. I used to fly around a curve there, just like at the tunnel. This was later on into my addiction. I would fly around that curve to go into the following county, Salisbury, or the following town, Salisbury, to get the dope, and then fly back to get high. This scene, or this area, is significant. And then, like I said earlier, there's bars. We'll get into that. One more shot to be known for my overdose, not my name. Now, that is actually a play off a Jesse B song, Rhyme to My Reason. I have those lyrics tattooed on my arm. They won't know me for my overdose. They'll know me for my name. That's a play off of that. One more shot to be known for my overdose and not my name. One more shot to bye-bye. One more shot to you're done. I'm no longer here. You're no longer here. One more shot to proclaim a powerful life without needles, walls to walls. Okay, that's a bar playing off of the first verse where trauma transforms needles walls to walls. The one more shot to proclaim a powerful life with meaning, with true, real meaning, helping others, being a light, a beacon of hope, being someone you needed at a point in your life, basically. And then a tough love up church video was all. 9 years later, I cowgirled up, y'all. That is true. Right after I got out of jail in January of 2016, I seen a video from Ryan Upchurch of him sitting in a van talking, giving his thoughts, kind of like he does now, and everybody gives him hell for it. But he was sitting talking about drug addiction and oh God, diseases, and how drug addiction was not a disease. And I half agreed and I half disagreed. My addiction was a choice. I very stupidly picked up that needle and I couldn't sit it down. It led to a disease. It led to a disease in my brain, in my head, telling me I needed that dope when I really didn't. So I half believed him and I half didn't. But at the very end of that video, he was giving tough love because he said, I'm only saying this to make you go better yourself. And I've done that every day for 9 years, which 9 years later, I cowgirled up, y'all. I heard that video 9 years ago and I cowgirled up, and nine later, 9 years and 3 months later to this day, as I'm recording this right now, which is ironic. Colby asked me to do this today. I'm clean. I cowgirled up. I'm still cowgirling it up. I'm still doing the damn thing. I'm still fighting the good fight. I choose to be acknowledged. Now, I know y'all seen that. That was a paying homage to, Roman Reigns and wrestling and shit. Because honestly, wrestling was there before drugs. I used to watch it with my dad and my brother. And then my children and my wife got me back into watching it. That's now in my recovery. That's something prior to drugs. And then now this same thing is still here in my recovery. So I wanted to pay a little bit of homage, and it works with the next bar. I choose to be acknowledged. No, that's no disrespect to the meetings. Talking about NA and AA. Like I said earlier, there was going to be a bar. Malfunction insanity to me, you see. Basically, what it means, malfunction insanity. It's malfunction, chaos, craziness. That's all it is. And I'm talking about the meetings, and that's no disrespect. To me, that's just, it's malfunction. We're malfunctioning people, we're drug addicts, and we go to meetings and we are just reliving our insanity. And again, that's not disrespecting NA and AA because they've helped millions and millions of people. They just did not help me. Now, comprehend, I'm a loud person, G. Comprehend, you understand? I'm a loud person. I'm not anonymous. I'm very outspoken. I'm very outspoken. I don't stay anonymous. And again, that's no disrespect. Now, that right there, I attempted my hand at something, and I'm actually pretty damn proud of it. But that's actually Jessie B's video when she says those words. And I actually used her clip of that video for this, where she says what she says. And then they won't know me for my, or,
For my name.
And bro, let's go. You get one last shot. So listen to your heart. If you find yourself down that road, that flame won't light the dark. Trust me. It'll put you down, so turn around. Lift your head up to the stars and take that one more shot at life. Yeah, take that one more shot at life. Go make life your bitch and take that one more shot.
Okay, so before I let it finish and that final scene comes out, that was just the chorus again at the very end. And at the very end, I say, go make life your bitch. That is a saying. It is not mine, or a quote. It is not mine. It's not mine, but I use it every day. It basically means you can let the day run you and you can be the bitches, or you can be the day's bitch, or you can grab the day by the horns and you make today your bitch. You control how your day goes. If something comes along that triggers you, makes you mad, makes you sad, makes you feel any type of way that you don't want to feel, fight that shit, take it by the horns, and you control it. You control everything. You control your day. Don't let anything mess up your day. Don't let anything mess up your happiness or your peace or your recovery. Because this scene right here is where you will end up, in the cemetery. That's where you're going to go if you don't choose to get into recovery. If you don't want to get the help, that's where you go. And a little bit of sentimental about this scene, off to my right, which is on this side, off to the right, my ancestor that co-founded the city that I live in, Lexington, North Carolina, is buried right off to my right. And that's just kind of, it's symbolic to me. It really is. But I'm going to let the song finish.
Life you a bitch and take that one more shot.
So yeah, that was my song, One More Shot, the music video as well. And thank you, Colby, for asking if I had ever thought about reacting to my own song. Because honestly, I have, because it has very, very, very deep, heavy meaning to it. It really does. And I really, truly want this song to help somebody out there. I want to be to someone else who I needed years ago, before I seen Ryan Upchurch's video. Basically putting it, I'm trying to be a Ryan Upchurch for somebody else, but in my own way. Not doing what he does, because he doesn't know about being a drug addict. He doesn't know about being in recovery. So I took that video and I stepped up, and I'm trying to be a leader and help somebody else, either in their addiction, come into recovery, or continue their recovery. That is the true meaning behind that song. You get one more shot at this life, or you get one more shot and you're no longer with us. But again, thank you, Colby, for asking if I had ever thought about reacting to that or reviewing it, explaining it basically. But if you guys like this, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.
Hey, I don't really care about what anybody doing.
Redneck, that middle finger up.
So if you're hitting me, there better be a reason why. Or
We're sorry, your call cannot be
bye bye.